What's up, North County? Welcome to the Morning Brew, and I want to welcome our guest host today. We have Coach Crow with the Templeton Eagles. Welcome.
I'm glad to be here. It's been a couple months, but I'm really glad to be here.
Yeah, it has been. It's been the summer. It's been, everything going on.
We've been busy, and our kids starting this morning are on their time off. So we give them some time off now before we start July 29th.
So they're off 2 weeks.
A little over 2 weeks, yeah.
Oh, well, so Coach, your football, 99% of your life, your day, what's your downtime look like?
So
other than the horses, you got.
Okay, that's when I leave here, I'm going to Sacramento.
Okay.
To work a horse show. Then I'll be back. And then Monday I start working the fair, and I work. There's 12 days of horse shows at the fair that I help with. So there's 2 days off in the middle. July 24th and 25th, there's no horse shows. And this time, this is an anomaly for us. We're moving. So, yeah, we're actually going to move into Templeton. I'm going to live in Templeton for the first time in 20 years from Paso Robles. And,
no kidding.
Yeah, so the last week of the fair and the first week of football, we're moving. So we couldn't have picked a worse time, but the house we wanted came available. We got it. So
wow.
My wife's all excited about the move, and we're downsizing a little bit. And
oh, well, congratulations.
Yeah, we're pretty excited about it.
And then you got you basically have a moving crew.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
The kids are calling themselves Eagle Movers.
Starting a business.
Yeah, I've already told them I need some help. And yeah.
No, that's awesome.
So yeah, they called themselves the Eagle Movers, so they're going to come help me. A lot of hands will make light work of that thing. So
yeah, oh well, yeah. So is there a ranch part of it too?
No, we're moving over by the post office in Templeton, what they call Templeton Ranch. But no, the horses are going to stay where they are for now.
Oh, nice. So so other than that, do you golf? Do you?
I used to golf a lot, but I've kind of got away from that in the last few years. I kind of jacked up a shoulder a little bit, and so it was hard to swing. But I started coming back, and I had that hamstring surgery. So
right.
So probably next off season I'll get back into golf again.
Tell me about that. I don't know if we talked about that, but I remember Lori, your wife, calls me or texts me the next morning, and she goes, "Randy, you got to call me. I got some big news to tell you." And I'm like, "Whoa, what's going on?" She doesn't ever do that. She's like, and told me the story about how people thought you were having a massive heart attack.
They thought I had a heart attack because when I ran and it tore, I fell. Obviously, because there was no strength in the leg. And a couple of assistant coaches and Eric Lewis, the ex-principal, were standing there, and they came over and picked me up. They was like, "You're all right." I go, "I tore my hamstring." I knew what I did.
Oh yeah.
I didn't know how bad, but they were like, "Oh, you look like you had a heart attack. You just fell, like you were just shot." So yeah. And then I had surgery, and I was out. I was 6.5, 7 weeks, no walking, no weight bearing, no nothing, no driving. They put me in this big brace. Yeah. So it's good now. It's all good now. In fact, I went and did some worked out this morning before I came, and it's good. It's really good.
And the rehabilitation for that
is slow and long.
Yeah.
It started
because you got to stretch that back out, right?
Yeah, because they drill holes in the bone and then reattach the tendons. Dr. Colwell did it. So that's why there's nothing. You can't bend over, because if you stretch it and it pops again, and then so we had the surgery the Monday before Thanksgiving. Then the Monday after, so January 3rd, right after the New Year, I started rehab. And I was in 2 and 3 days a week rehab till April.
Wow.
Now I do it on my own. Jason Sanders at Movement for Life hooked me up with a program. So I'm still doing it.
Oh, cool.
Because I don't want to go back, but yeah.
Right.
And when you're older, when you're 62 years old, muscles aren't as elastic as they are when you're 22.
You know what? That's a great way to look at things. You said 62 years old. You work constantly. You're going to be working at the fair. You're going to be heading to Sacramento. You're doing the horse shows. It's like you look at age and you look at like what you can do or what you're doing is. You're not slowing down at all.
No. I take things at maybe a different pace I did when I was 30 or 40.
Right.
But no, it's not slowing down. The one thing I learned in that 6 weeks sitting at home was I'm not ready to retire. I'm not ready to sit on the couch. Sure, maybe not go through the hassles of everyday work, but I'm not ready to sit on the couch for the rest of my life. That's for sure.
You don't seem like a person that would sit on the couch and watch, Jeopardy all day long.
No, that's probably not me. But yeah, there is I don't want to say slowing down, but there is a pace to learn to pace yourself and not be on edge all the time. Your body will tell you that real fast.
Oh yeah, especially when your hamstrings.
Yeah, your hamstrings. Well, yeah. So slow down.
So let's talk football.
Okay.
So what's the team?
We've had an excellent summer.
Yeah.
Because we were in spring football when I was here last, and that went well. Then we took 10 days off, and we came back, and we played 21 passing games this summer. We played, some were just scrimmages, and some were actually tournaments, and we were very successful. The first day of the Atascadero tournament, we went undefeated.
Oh, nice.
And then we wound up playing some D2s and D1 schools, and we hung with them. Our starters got in there and battled and did a good job, and then we went to the Rio Grande tournament and played 7 games. And the only 2 teams that I felt like got the better of us, and one of them was partially on our end. They weren't really better than us. We just didn't play very well. They were D2 schools. So and quality D2 schools. So we felt after that we felt really good about where we were and how hard the kids worked. And
because a lot of those bigger schools that are from the valley,
right,
they're coming over here because of the weather, because
Absolutely.
of the beach. So they're like, hey, passing tournament, let's bring our.
Yeah, you line up and you're playing Buchanan.
Yeah.
Who's only probably one of the top 25 programs in the state at any level. And we hung with them. I mean, they scored a couple times more than us, but we were able to line up and play.
Now, can you are you at the level to talk about like starters, who's starting where right now, or is it still too early?
Well, we have 17 returning starters, so for those guys to lose their job would have been pretty difficult. Now we've moved some guys around and done some different things, like
anything surprising?
We've moved River Wattmeyer into wing because we needed speed carrying the ball. We've moved. We moved one of our guards who played guard last year because of necessity, because of an injury, moved him to wing, Lane Miller, and he's also playing linebacker. We've moved one of our linebackers to safety because of graduation, and we've got a great battle going on at free safety right now with Jaron Sampson and Caleb Simona, and those guys are battling. They're both going to play because they're so close. I'm not going to, they're both going to play, but they're in a super battle to get on the field. Bennett Rodray has been a great surprise for us because last year he missed the whole summer. He broke his arm in a dirt bike accident, and he was out 12 weeks.
Wow.
Then he comes back and he sprains his ankle. He's out 3 more weeks, so he was way behind. But he's been healthy all spring and summer, and he really, really played well in the Rio Grande tournament. Made some great catches at wide receiver and a couple big touchdowns for us, and balls right on the sideline. And he's come a million miles because he's never played before. I mean, he was on the team last year, but he probably only got in 3 or 4 games because of injury. So if we can keep him healthy, we're really excited about him. For a kid, that's a kid that didn't play, hasn't played. He's never played a full high school football game in his life. So we're
hopefully he stays healthy for that.
Yeah. If we can get out of him what we got out of Dylan Kreidling last year, we'd be in great shape. But
what are you thinking? What's your projection for? Johnny Pashong came off a pretty amazing junior year.
My projection is people are going to really do things to block him.
Yeah,
that'll free up Aiden Wall and Walker Craven and.
Well, he's fast. He's very limber. He's very strong
for his position. Yeah, he runs really well. Our defensive front will run really well. Because Walker's probably faster. He runs track and throws a shot in discus and track, and Walker's had a great offseason. But then those 4 linebackers we're going to play with, a couple of them are going to be pretty special, I think.
Wow.
Cohen Sizemore's had a phenomenal summer. He's healthy again and ready to go. After breaking his wrist and hurting his knee and playing with those injuries last year, he played 6 weeks with a broken wrist last year. So we're very, very excited about where we are. But then again, when we start, it really will change when we put the gear on.
Right.
We'll know who's really, really good.
Separates the men from the boys,
so to speak. Yeah. And, but like I said, we kind of know what we have. Mm-hmm. When you have that many returning guys that's played and 12 of them started as sophomores, we have a pretty good feel of what we think they can do. And then fill in with the new guys. And we'll be super young at tackle on offense. We'll probably play with 2 sophomores. But they both played varsity last year, some as freshmen. So that one played starting games. So they've got a good experience.
Well, let's let's go to break real quick, and we'll give our sponsors some love, and we'll be back with some more football. So we'll be right back.
Hi, this is Dave Story, small game hunter with Story Termite and Pest. We're a full-service termite and pest control company. From rodents to termites, we can take care of all your pest control needs. Call today. We can tailor a pest control program that will meet your needs and budget. Contact us at 805-460-0650 or at storytermite.com. Remember, we don't have customers, we have friends.
Hey, welcome back to the Morning Brew, and with us this morning we have Coach John Crow with the Templeton Eagles. So we're talking football, and so one thing I want to chat about is, which is some big news in your. Well, I guess we're not playing them in league wise, but in our area,
Our association,
we have the San Luis Mission Prep playing at Cal Poly this year.
Yeah, that's pretty interesting. So Mission Prep's field, for lack of a good word, ain't very good as far as their field, because they play baseball on it, so there's dirt in areas. They practice on it. It's the only grass area they have. So soccer plays on it, football plays on it, baseball plays on it. So it's a very odd field. And on the east end, maybe 2 steps out of the end zone is a hill that goes up to the school, up into their gym. So it's great for the home team, right? Because it's home advantage, they last year during the playoffs, some teams complained from out of the area that had to come and play here, complained a lot about it. But they were higher seats, so they got to play at home. But and then there's always been this rumor they were going to tear up the grass and put turf so they could don't have to take care of it so much and it stays the same all the time. So I don't know if the rumor out is they're going to start doing that. I don't know if that's 100% true or not, but it's a great for them, go play on a turf field. And
I mean, that stadium that they're going to play down there in Spanos Stadium. I mean, look at that stadium.
Yeah.
I mean, that's going to be nice. That's going to be huge. And the way that Mission Prep, I mean, they, since Coach Schuchner kind of took over, I mean, that program has really
grown. Coach Schuster's done a great job. And we played them this summer. They came up and threw with us. And I get along with Coach Schuster really well. And our programs are, we do some stuff together. And, I mean, it's going to be very advantageous for as far as their games.
Too bad we don't get to play them this year.
Yeah. That would have been a good year to play them because we got the better of them in 19 and they got after us in 21. But
dang it, that was close too.
Yeah.
But what's cool about let's get into what we've got going on with Templeton. So you guys got your football auction coming up in August, right?
Yeah, our biggest fundraiser is August 12th. It's there's the form. It's at McPhee's. Starts at 12:30. This is really what is the backbone of our fundraising of our program. So we're looking for sponsors. We're looking for people to buy tickets to go.
And who's spearheading that? That's
myself and Lori Giavotti. Mostly Lori Giavotti handles that.
Okay.
And but you can always get a hold of me or through school or. But we've sent out a bunch of interest and we start getting our sponsorships back. But it's a great afternoon. You get a McPhee's meal. You get all of your beverages are taken care of. Then we have a silent auction, and we have a live auction. Now, the live auction has some one-of-a-kind items, like you get our first home game against Fireball, you get to call the first play of the game. Then we auction off a coach for a day, where you go to our pregame meal at McPhee's, you get to go to the locker room before the game, and on our warm-ups, you get to come in at halftime, you stand on the sidelines, I give you a coaching shirt, and you get to really feel what really goes on down there. I mean, people sit in the stands and watch what goes on, but to really understand what's going on down there, it's a pretty cool thing. Most people that have ever done it really liked it. We have a trip to a 49er game. I think the seats are like at the 48-yard line, like 15 rows up. They're great seats for 5, and then includes the parking and all that stuff for a 49er game. We have we're going to auction off some signed helmets. What else we have? Coach for day, call the first play. There's like 10 or 11 auction items.
And really, these funds, everybody always talks about football taking all the funds and stuff like that.
That's the biggest fallacy in the world.
Well, but there's a lot of dollars that go into football. I mean, not only just the insurance alone, keeping up with the equipment is.
So here's how. This is exactly how we work. We try to stay out of the booster club's pocket as much as we possibly can. So basically, every 3 years they buy our jerseys. They buy everybody. They buy uniforms for all. That's one of the things the Boosters Club at Templeton do is they buy everybody's game uniforms for every sport. For football, they just buy our jerseys because they're so expensive. We have to buy our own pants. So I got to fundraise for that. And then a helmet now. Last year we ordered a bunch of helmets because they gave it to us on the 21 price. So I ordered them last September. We finally got them all in May. But a helmet now is like at least $450.
Yeah.
And they make these one Axioms that are custom fit. They're $700. Well, the problem is if you play for us and you do the fitting, the next year it may not fit anybody. So I have a $700 helmet that we can't use.
Right.
So so if a kid wants one of those, they got to fork it over themselves. But shoulder pads are $200 to $225 for one pair. So,
and I think that's important that parents and people looking in understand.
The school district doesn't pay for that.
Right. And like I said, I mean, you're doing what you can to keep that player as safe as possible. Because let's be honest. I mean, we could buy a $100 helmet.
Yeah.
We could buy $50 shoulder pads.
But that's not a good idea.
Exactly. But the point is we're investing. You're investing in your team and your players' safety.
And it's long term. Like this year, we bought 23 helmets. Because it was a year where and a helmet can only be used for 10 years, and we have to recondition them every year. Now, the school does pay for that. That's the state requires by ed code. The school district has to pay for the reconditioning of the helmets. So they get checked, they get taken apart, all checked, repainted, and put back together. So, but every year we lose some of those because they'll have a small crack, or they test them and they've been used so much.
Right.
So we'll lose some helmets that way. So we always have to keep a cycle of replenishment, and then we have way more kids playing football. We have 107 kids playing football. So we had to give them. So we had to buy helmets. Last year, remember I told you we were wearing blue, red, black. Yeah. Well, that's all done with now. We had to buy helmets to supply all those new kids.
Well, we were also coming off the pandemic that couldn't get anything.
Couldn't get anything, right. And it still took us from September to the end of April to get all those helmets here, the 23 helmets we ordered.
That was crazy times.
Oh, it's super crazy times. That's crazy. But back to your point, and legitimately, we give those kids more than $1,000 worth of equipment between helmets, shoulder pads, game gear. Now it's not 1,000 every year, but we have to replenish them every year, right? And it's not cheap. I mean,
no, not at all.
And you had sons playing a program. You didn't want Ryan or Robbie coming home with a pair of practice pants that had holes in them and the knee pads are falling out.
Oh yeah.
So
we bought them those speed flexes, just because they're going to be out there.
We buy those in what they call a Shed F7. It's the only that's the only helmets we buy. I mean, they make they make cheaper helmets, but we're not going to buy anything else.
And they make way more expensive.
Well, there's $1,000 helmets, but
$2,000. You see those? What are those? The Axiverse or
that's obviously out of our price.
Insane, but those Bishop Gormans and stuff like that probably have those.
Yes.
So,
we got Lori.
But yeah, so right now we got 750. We've got Slow County News, one and only Lori Bryant is she's in her war room. So she's in the war room. She's built a war room. I don't know if it's 100% done yet, but she's in her war room right now, going to give us the latest and greatest of what's happening in the North County. Lori, good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. I'm loving to talk about football. Let's go. Let's go.
Right.
Go Eagles. Go Bearcats.
Yeah, we're ready for football.
I pulled out my Denver Broncos shirt yesterday just for you.
Hey, you didn't answer the question. I was asking who's the quarterback right now. Nobody answered it.
Russell he's been notified.
Yeah.
He's been notified for Broncos. Yeah. He's been notified by the coach, and right now he's been notified. He's been called out. So apparently he's practicing hard, and he wants to be the quarterback. I don't know what's going to happen after the first game.
Right? Huh.
I don't know.
Well, cool. We're all ready for football, and we're all ready to find out what has been happening here.
We had a couple accidents yesterday, not too bad here. San Luis had a pretty bad one. But the weather is going to be the topic of the day for North County. We're going up and over 100 easily. So be aware, drink plenty of fluids, make sure you're taking care of your animals. And that's pretty much it so far. I'm sure as soon as I hang up, something will go off in the war room.
Right.
But that's pretty much it. It's Thursday. We have one more day till Friday, and keep it safe, keep it slow. There's no reason to hurry today that I can think of. And all the traffic looks great so far, both ways. All over the grade, and I'm here. And that's pretty much all I have this morning so far.
Well, all right. Well, tomorrow morning we'll probably have all the stuff that happens today.
Most likely. So far today, we're looking good. That's all I can say that honestly. Right now, at this very second, we're looking good all the way through.
Well, sounds good. Well, Lori, like I said, we always appreciate you calling in, and we appreciate your guys' efforts to bring us the most current news and emergency situations in the North County, well, and the whole county for that matter.
And great job by the coach. He's an incredible human being and doing an incredible job at Templeton. And again, go Eagles, go Bearcats.
Awesome. All right, Lori. Well, you have a great day.
Have a beautiful day, you guys. Be safe. Yeah, be safe. Take it slow. Have a wonderful day.
All right, you do the same.
All right, bye.
All right, bye-bye. Lori Bryant. I almost said Lori Crow. Lori Bryant, Slow County News. We'll have to get Lori, your wife, to call in one day.
Yeah, do the news.
Yeah.
I'm sure she'll jump right on that.
She should be a guest host.
Yeah,
she would be a great guest host.
Job, yeah.
So, all right. Well, let's take another commercial break, and we will be right back.
3, 2, 1.
Here we go.
Welcome back to the Morning Brew, and we have Coach Don Crow at the Templeton Eagles with us. So Coach, real quick, I want to thank something. So we got some new sponsors. So our new What's Up North County platform that we got going on. So we want to welcome, we have some new sponsors. We have a really big one, which is a great supporter, great community, been here for a very, very long time and really supports North County everything. And that's Mark Borhone with Borhone Auto and Paso Robles. So we want to thank them for coming on board as a What's Up North County sponsor. And then we also want to thank another guy that's been around, keeping everybody safe, keeping everybody alerted, and that's Justin Hansen with Hansen Enterprises, which he has put the alarm in our new What's Up North County store.
Oh yeah, down on Main Street.
Yeah,
Yes.
So that's where we're going to have Escalar Wines down there, which we just got ABC yesterday, right, Eric?
Yeah, that's right.
So yesterday, ABC just finally gave us the last blessings. So Escalar Wines Tasting Room is now open at the north end of Main Street, right across from the sheriff's station.
Yeah, right. So what used to be Patmar Ranch, right by Miller Drilling, right?
Yep, right next door. We actually are in where Susie's dog grooming used to be.
Yep.
So, and she was there, I think Jennifer said that she was there for 35 years. She was there for a long time.
Yeah. When the horse operation was behind her, that's how we wound up here. Marie Miller, who's, God bless her soul, talked to Lori and moved Lori's business from Bakersfield there, and we were 10 years training off Patmar Ranch.
Oh, no
so
kidding.
We were there. Yeah, without Marie Miller, we probably neither Lori or I would be here. She really made that happen for us.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, so we have a vested interest in the Miller family. They did a great job for us.
Well, before the show, we were talking about, old school people like Mark Borhone. He's old school.
Old wild school boy.
Bobby Miller Same thing, you know,
yeah.
old school.
Oh, yeah.
You know, that guy, I remember him and my dad were really good friends because my dad had the cattle trucks and, you know, obviously right there. But, I mean, he was scuba diving up until into his 70s, I believe.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
But very, very active, still flying. I think he flew too.
Yep.
But very active and just a kick in the pants all the time.
The Miller family, without them, Lori, my wife and I would not be here. They made it happen.
Well, awesome. Well, we're glad they happened,
it was really a good deal for us.
So otherwise, we wouldn't have you at the high school, and
I'd still be in Bakersfield.
Do you want to still be in Bakersfield?
Not really, but I was born and raised here, so I have a little different take on the place. But yeah.
Well, speaking of some Bakersfield similarities, I mean, so recently there was a bust. Did you hear about this?
Oh, the guy with all the guns, right?
Yes. Yeah. So it's a felon arrested, 24 firearms, ammo, explosive device. Sheriff's office conducts a search of the residence. 51-year-old Billy Hernandez being in possession of these firearms. So it was 24 counts of felon in possession with firearms. 24 counts. 15 counts of felon in possession with firearm, counts of possession of assault rifle, counts of possession with a short barrel rifle, 2 counts of machine gun, 5 counts of felon in possession with ammunition, and 1 count of committing a felony while on bail. Is that wild? A machine gun?
Yeah, I mean, I have a gun, right?
Right.
But I won.
Yeah, right. You might have a shotgun. You might have a handgun.
Yeah, you might have your hunting rifle or something. But yeah, I don't get the 24 is a little.
It's overkill.
It's a little excessive for one guy. Yeah.
Right.
For a felon.
Yeah.
For a felon.
So
And the felons aren't supposed to have guns, right? What's happening?
Yeah.
That's a different story.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's crazy what the world is going on. But I mean, we live in a really, really cool place. We're half an hour to the beach, we're half an hour to the mountains, and everything in between.
Yeah, that's one of the reason why it's awesome, pretty expensive to live here. But yeah, it's a very unique area. The North County, because it does get warm, kind of reminds me of the Valley, but then at night, like this morning when I went to school, it was 50. Right. But it's probably
It'll be
the low. It's probably low 70s in Bakersfield or Fresno was the low. So it's so nice to cool off at night and open your windows and have some fresh air to breathe. And
I mean, did you see the report that just come out? Was it 2 days ago? That San Luis Obispo County is number 8 in the nation as far as the most expensive area to live in.
I believe it. Well, and we had the most expensive gas in the country. I saw that like 2 weeks ago. For a county, we had the most expensive gasoline in the country. I'm like, that's.
I mean, this is just a personal, observation. Do you think, because you look at like up to the mountains, right? Fuel to get up to the mountains is sometimes less expensive than it is, like right here.
Oh yeah.
So they obviously jack up pricing based on the area that they're going to be serving.
And if you actually talk to the people in that business, they'll tell you it's the truth.
Unbelievable.
It's just because it's like housing. What will the market bear?
Right.
Until we start losing money.
Let's get as much money as we can.
Until we start losing money.
So.
And if people and far be it for me to talk about electric cars, because with our business, there's no electric dualies that are going to pull our trailer. But that's their answer. But I don't see how that's going to be an answer, because you still have to have the power.
Right.
And if you're going to go on a long trip, you got to stop and plug it in.
And it's powered by probably a diesel motor.
Yeah, and or coal and or oil some way.
Right.
Yeah. I can't follow all that.
We're living in weird times, Coach.
Because there's not enough wind power to generate all those cars. For every Californian to have an electric car, there's not enough wind power for that.
Right. Yeah. So let's talk about your schedule for the season. So
we're pretty excited, obviously, with that game 1.
One thing I want to point out is, so you're going to have a rematch with the Atascadero state champions.
Yes.
What, the third to the last game of the season?
October, I think it's the 6th.
Yeah.
It's the first Friday in October.
So, and it's really cool because I know all the coaches, I think Alvord is now kind of heading at Paso right now. Because Coach Carroll is kind of on some leave.
Yes, he's got some his health issues.
Yeah, and Vic Cooper and Atascadero. But you guys are all, cordial and,
and it's Vic's last year.
Oh,
he's made it known.
Did he?
It's his last year. Yeah.
Okay, I did not know this.
His son's going to be a senior, and it's Coach Cooper's last year, and so So I'm sure they want to go out on a big note because they have a lot of kids back too.
Wow.
But it's the first time a Atascadero will have played a game in Templeton. They came and scrimmaged a few years ago because we were scrimmaging them, but now that we're in the league, it'll be, and we're going to, after this year, the leagues are going to change and we're not going to be in the same league, but we're going to keep playing.
Keep playing each other in the
we'll
preseason.
play right before league starts. Yeah, we're going to keep playing. And
traditionally, you guys always played them in the summer.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean, we did some scrimmages with them, but actually, we've only played them on the field twice, and we split. We played there twice. We beat them in 21, and they beat us last year, and both by 6 points. In both, or 3, we beat them by 3. They beat us by 6 in overtime. Super, super close games. So they're going to come to our place, and it'll be it's going to be a.
So you got any friendly bets going on?
Yeah, you get to get there early, right?
Yeah.
But it's a good natural game because. Back when Templeton was 8-man and Atascadero was winning 4 and 5 section championships in a row, the numbers of the schools were so widespread they really weren't compatible. Now we're they a little bit closer in size and so it's going to be a good game. And then we're actually looking in the future to maybe play in Paso. That's a possibility. That we haven't signed the contracts, but it's a possibility of us playing them.
So I thought Templeton played Paso.
We did.
Okay.
We did in the COVID year.
Okay.
We played them, in the COVID year because we got moved into the Mountain League.
Gotcha.
But we're talking about trying to play. So all 3 of us play each other.
That would be just a North County battle.
And Paso is definitely a lot bigger school than all of us, and have kind of had their way with the Atascadero the past 8 or 7 or 8 years. But it if in a non-league game, it'll be okay.
Well, it's good rivalry in the North County,
And you don't have to travel to play, and
it's fun. It's kind of like the trophy between Templeton and Morro Bay.
Yeah, see those are the fun games, right?
Yeah,
there's something to play for.
There's a lot of talking beforehand,
and our kids, especially we get Atascadero, Morro Bay, and SLO all at home. So we play the three teams in our league from our county all come to us this year. So we have to go to Pioneer Valley, Santa Maria, and Cabrillo. So we're going to play a bunch of games on turf this year. But we're excited. That game 1 for us is right now that's our focus. Go to Idaho, make a great representation of ourselves.
Well, you played some games before Idaho, though.
Nope. No, that's our first game.
Hey, Eric, do we have the schedule?
Scrimmage.
Oh, the scrimmage.
We have a scrimmage at Soledad, which is the way they organize that. I don't know if you went last year. Was at King City last year? They move it around. They do a phenomenal job of that.
Oh, the scrimmage with all the. I actually thought that was pretty well. It was cold as hell.
Oh, yeah.
It was freezing windy.
Yeah.
I didn't expect that because we came from 95 degrees. And it was freezing.
So this year it's at Soledad because they move it between Greenfield, King City, Soledad, and Gonzales. Rotate around who hosts it. And we play all, we scrimmage them all. You play for I think it's 20 or 30 minutes on a running clock. And it's more like a game. You got to get a first down to keep the ball instead of just run 10 plays. But last year when we went back and looked at that, objectively looked at that deal, we felt like that was a really good work for us.
Oh yeah, it was quick. It was fast paced.
Yeah, we got a lot of plays. We got a ton of kids on the field. Got all on film. It was good for us to see, and it helps us from my side of the ball for defense because we see different things. We're not just seeing one thing for a whole scrimmage. We'll see some spread. We'll see some eye backs. We'll see some under center. We'll see some shotgun. So it's good for us to really get our feet wet.
What team are you when you look at your schedule this year? You got San Luis, you got Atascadero, you got Morro Bay, you got Cabrillo,
yes,
and you got
Santa Maria and Pioneer Valley. That's our league.
Santa Maria and Pioneer Valley. So out of your teams that you're playing in the league, which ones are you kind of more focused on?
Well,
obviously Atascadero, probably
because they won the league. I tell you, the team that's the dark horse is really a dark horse in our league is Santa Maria. We come from behind and beat them in the fourth quarter. They were ahead of us. They were up 24-7 on Atascadero at halftime, and Atascadero came back and beat them in the fourth quarter. They have a ton of kids back. They have probably the best receiver in our league. They have one of the best receivers in our league back, a kid named Jordan, who was all league last year, who's very good. He looked really good this summer. Quarterback's back. So they're like us in Atascadero. They have a bunch of kids back that played last year. I think people underestimating how good Santa Maria is going to be. We play in the first league game. We play them down there. So we'll have our hands full. Slow is going to have a great running back and their quarterback's back. He'll be a 3-year starter. And of course, they're always going to be, their JVs went undefeated last year, so they're going to be solid. Morro Bay's running back's back, and he was all league, and their best linebacker's back. So it's and Pioneer Valley obviously played in the finals and beat us twice. So there's our league is, there's not a, just
so
all that.
solid.
There's not, that's a W.
It's not going to be a walkthrough.
No. Then last year I look back, okay, we won by 4. We lost by 6, won by 16. It was, there were close games. I mean, there were, there were no give-me's. There were no just line up and throw your helmet out there. Like I tell our kids, we don't have a game, you can just roll your helmet out there and win. We got to show up every Friday night.
Well, I'm excited. Like I said, I mean, like you, I look forward to football season.
Yeah.
As soon as it's over, you're like, okay, let's take a break. But then it's like, I can't wait for football season to start.
Yeah, our kids have some lofty goals, which we should. We have high expectations, and that's what we want. And but it's going to be a challenge every Friday night. We play Cabrillo on a Thursday because of the official shortage, but every week it's going to be a challenge.
Yeah, we had Bob in here a couple weeks ago, and they've moved the 8-man teams to Saturday.
Yes.
And so just because of the lack of officials.
Yeah, and I think most every school is going to have at least one Thursday night game. In some way, shape.
And we have a lot of home games too.
Yeah, we have 5 again. Yeah, so it's away. Our Thursday night game will be away. We'll play Cabrillo at Lompoc High School.
Gotcha.
On September 28th.
Awesome. Well, let's go to commercial again, and we will be right back.
Hi, welcome to Kennedy Club Fitness, where we have something for everyone. We have weights, cardio, group exercise classes, racquetball, basketball, swimming, and pickleball coming soon. Here at Kennedy, we're committed to health, wellness, and community. Stop by any of our 4 locations: Paso Robles, Atascadero, San Luis Obispo, and Arroyo Grande, or check out our website at kennedyclubs.com.
Welcome back to the Morning Brew. And this morning we got Coach Don Crow with Templeton Eagles. So, Coach, we're talking about football, obviously. We're talking about the high school. So we got Templeton Youth Football, which is taking signups right now, which, a lot of those kids I know, the kids that you're mentioning, Chavez, Sizemore, Pashang, all these kids came through the Templeton program. And so TYFL, we have our signups right now. So currently we're at more signups at this point than we've ever had.
Well, and we have as many football players as I've ever seen the school have. We're over 100 football players, and that's
great.
And I know interest in cheer. She has to have tryouts, to have cuts because there's too many cheerleaders.
Cheers. So I'm glad to hear that because we have more cheer signups than football players. Yeah. If we could figure out a way to get those cheerleaders to play football,
Well, they're going to start flag football in high school for the girls. I don't know when we're going to start.
That's so awesome.
I don't know how.
So that's official.
Yeah, that's official. We have our school, our area is not quite ready for it yet, but the state has approved it, and they're trying to figure out how to do it because they want to do it in the fall while we're playing. And they plan a different size field, and
I think that would be more of a spring.
And they got to find coaches, and so it's going to take a little bit of time to get it. Now, if you're at a school of 2,000, 3,000 kids, it's going to be a little easier. But like our fall, we have girls cross country, which is a really good team, girls volleyball, which is a really good team, girls tennis fresh, which has been very successful, and girls golf. So we already have 4, and cheer. So we already have 5 girls teams at a school of 700. To add a 6th in that same time frame,
right?
It's going to be a little dicey. It'll get figured out, but
I think that's great news.
They're trying to find coaches.
Yeah,
because most of the football coaches is guys that do football or
coaching football.
So.
But I think that would be. Would you? I mean, say if they did a flag football in the spring, say they did it from February to May. Would you consider coaching it?
I don't know about coaching, but I would certainly be a resource for them.
Yeah.
I don't mind coming and help them. I don't know about being out there every day, but
because there's a lot of women in our area that know a lot of football too.
Yeah.
So I mean, I would see it kind of blossom into a whole different level that wouldn't be expected.
Yeah,
especially with the girls coming out and play. Because I mean, we watch girls powder puff.
Yeah.
And that is just
for one game, it's pretty crazy. Yeah.
Yeah, and those girls don't hold back.
No, and it, like I said, it's hard. But some of those kids are playing sports at the time they do the powder puffs because it's one game. That's why I think it's difficult at a smaller school to do it in the fall when you have those other girl sports going. So we'll see how it all shakes out. But
yeah, so it's like I said, we're definitely looking forward to. I mean, football season's coming fast. It starts in 2 weeks for Templeton youth football, conditioning, and the traditional Hell Week. They call it Heck Week. But it's 2 weeks of getting kids ready that's never put a football helmet on before. And so, Coach, let me ask you a question. So I know we deal with this in the youth level. What about in the high school level for a kid that's never put on his helmet and that pressure? I mean, how did they react?
Oh, they freak out. They think it's too small.
Okay.
Oh, this helmet's too tight. Well, I go, oh, it's got to be somewhat tight because first of all, if they've cut their hair or not, which people don't think about that. Because a lot of guys, when it gets hot, they'll cut their hair, right? A little bit, at least get it trimmed. And then when you sweat, it gets a little looser. So
Right.
they always complain that, especially the first couple of days, it's too tight. Well, it needs to be, you don't want it moving around.
Right.
So it needs to be snug. I mean, you don't want it killing putting a big red mark on your forehead when you first put it on, but it's got to be snug. I mean, it has to be.
So they still get a little complaining that, Coach, is too tight.
Even though they're, pretty nice helmets, yeah, and they have air to help with the fit. But yeah,
Well, let's debunk a myth. So wearing your helmet in the shower when you get it. Have you heard this one?
No.
Really? Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, so now I don't know because I was looking for you for answers. So the myth of this is to new players that's never worn helmets before. They wear their helmets in a hot shower, and it forms to their head. You've never heard that? Oh, unbelievable.
Well, I get the heat part of it. You get the helmet hot.
Yeah.
But yeah, the bigger one that we deal with is the air. They have air for their cheek pads, air for the tops to put more or less air in for fit.
Right. And then you get dads at the house popping one of those things in there and then goes right through
all the time.
Because the needles are only this big.
Right. And the other myth that I thought you were going to is about air helps the impact. No helmet is tested with air in it. Mm-hmm. They're all because you, as a helmet company and your liability, you can't regulate how much air you're putting in your helmet. They have no idea what you're doing, so they have to test them without air.
Oh, that's interesting.
The air is strictly for fit. So they test them without air for the impacts and all that stuff, just because they can't determine how much air an individual puts in them when they wear them. And they're not going to sign off on liability to say, well, you didn't have enough air in your helmet. All their testing and all their data is done without air in the helmet.
And let's make a point that the fact that Templeton uses Rydell helmets, which are Rydell and Schutt, that are the top 5 helmets that are made. And
for the money, they're the best helmets.
Yes. So, Coach, I'm going to have you. So we did a giveaway yesterday for tacos. Okay. So, what's your favorite taco meat? What's your favorite taco meat?
Mine is either chicken or asada.
Chicken or asada. So I'm going to need you to pick a number between 1 and 22.
13.
Oh, that was quick.
That was my softball. When I played fast pitch softball, I wore that number for like 8 years. Because my football number was in the 60s because I was a lineman, so we're not up to that.
All right. So we don't know the name, but we have this person here, 805-674. Okay, well, we got the phone number. So we have a new text line. So 805-391-4455. And so number 13, which is the winner of the El Red Rooster taco truck certificate. So congratulations, whoever you are. We'll be texting you, let you know that you guys won, so you can go down there and see Cecil down there and get your taco of choice.
Make sure you say your name next time.
Yep. Make sure you say your name next time because you won. It says taco meat. You're just taco meat. So, yeah, but there's a few of them here. Mushroom tacos, El Pastor, which is good.
That's when they slice off the wheel that goes around, yeah.
Yeah, carnitas, carne asada, and El Red Rooster is the best.
There you go.
So that's our taco.
Good job, Cecil.
Yeah, he's killing it down there.
Yeah.
It's really good tacos. What's today? Thursday. Tomorrow night's fish tacos, right, Eric?
Yeah.
And he's making now something called a chalupa. Have you ever heard of that?
Yeah.
So he makes some good food down there. Yeah. So, and he's doing a lot of catering. So he's doing really, really good. So talking about veterans in our area. So we have a local veteran has opened up a new jiu-jitsu studio in Paso Robles. So retired sergeants Eric and Melanie Franco, local veterans, have launched Virtus, a Brazilian jiu-jitsu academy designed to create a community for the entire family. Over 3,400 square foot academy is located in the Lowe's and TJ Maxx shopping center. So,
I wonder if that's going where Bed Bath. No, it's probably not. That's a bigger building than that. But
that's jiu-jitsu is obviously a form of self-defense.
Right.
So, but it also helps with, the amount of
rolling around and conditioning is amazing.
The conditioning, it's like being limbering, being flexible. So there's a lot of benefits to that stuff.
Yeah, one of my best friends is the head coach of Rio Grande, Mike Hartman. He still goes in once or twice a week and goes to the jiu-jitsu, then rolls around on the mat because he was a wrestler in high school and just to kind of get his.
That's a great question. So why don't you think Templeton has a wrestling program?
We bought a mat.
Did you?
Yeah, and we're going to start it at the middle school. Coach Barrios, who's the PE teacher, took my place at the middle school, is a very accomplished wrestling coach. He was from San Diego area. He was actually a state high school champion. Wrestled at Cal Poly, taught in the San Diego area for a long time. Married a gal from Atascadero. They moved back up here, and we bought a mat, and we're going to start a wrestling club to start with.
Oh, that's great news.
We were hoping to do it this spring, but there was some holdups on getting the mat. Actually, we have a place to do it. Actually, getting the mat to Templeton, because originally they wanted us to drive down, or somebody from here to drive down to Southern California and pick it up and bring it back. They weren't paying for the shipping, and it was kind of a hang up. So now they've got that all worked out, and Coach Barrios told me right at the end of school that it'll be here next year, and they're going to start a wrestling club.
Wow, that's great news.
Some of our kids over there to roll, that aren't doing another sport to wrestle.
That's
great for those linemen. Holy moly,
100%. Remember the old Ivy boys from Atascadero? They were wrestlers. They were state champions.
Yep.
And they were just,
those guys,
and just dominant on the football field as well.
Teaches you balance and how to grapple and get a hold of somebody. And it's
absolutely.
Really good. It's a really great sport for football kids.
Well, cool. Well, Coach, we are out of time for our morning brew. So you are off to Sacramento.
Yes, sir.
Off to the horse shows.
Yep.
So, and we are all getting ready for football, and we can't wait.
We're like I said at the beginning, we're pretty happy where we're at, and we'll be ready to go. We'll have our first just practice in helmets on July 29th, and then we'll get into gear the next week, and we'll be ready to go. And
we have focus on the Templeton football auction.
Yes, August 12th, McPhee's Grill. Contact me, contact Lori Giavatti.
Sponsors, silent auctions.
Yeah, auction items, sponsors, buy your tickets for the tables. It's a fun, it's a lot of fun.
It sells out too.
It's sold out the last 2 years.
So get your tickets now.
If you want your tickets, get on it.
Right. So, all you can drink and all you can eat McPhee.
Yeah, it's pretty fun.
And spend a lot of money buying some cool stuff.
And like I said, it goes to the right things. We're not a frivolous spending team. We spend a lot. Well, we spend a lot of money because that's what it costs to run a football program.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
100%.
Yep.
All right, Coach.
Thanks, Randy.
Yeah, thank you for being on here again. Can't wait for football season. And we're going to talk about possibly what's up North County, going to Idaho and filming the game.
Oh,
yeah.
Cool.
We'll talk about that.
Okay.
All right, next time. Well, there you have it, guys. Thanks for tuning in to What's Up North County Morning Brew with today's guest, Coach Don Crow with the Templeton Eagles. And we'd like to thank our brand new sponsors, Borhone Auto, and we'd like to thank Hanson Enterprises for coming on board and supporting us for what we're doing. And we'd love to thank our additional sponsors that's been with us since the beginning, Escalar Wines, Woo! Old Red Rooster, Paso Robles. Eric changed this up on me. Paso Robles Furniture, Kennedy Club Fitness, Amy and Jamie's Place, Wine Travelers Hideaway, Rancho Sestero Meat Cutting, 5-Star Rain Gutters, Visit Atascadero, Pacific 805 Spas, Airflow Filter Services, and Story Termite and Pest Control. Woo! Yeah. Thanks a lot, guys. We'll see you tomorrow.
3, 2, 1.
Here we go.
Veux-tu danser avec moi?
Hi, welcome to Kennedy Club Fitness, where we have something for everyone. We have weights, cardio, group exercise classes, racquetball, basketball, swimming, and pickleball coming soon. Here at Kennedy, we're committed to health, wellness, and community. Stop by any of our 4 locations, Paso Robles, Atascadero, San Luis Obispo, and Arroyo Grande, or check out our website at kennedyclubs.com.
We don't just serve it up, we roast it, distill it, brew it, craft it, crank it, bake it, make it, perfect it, cure it, paint it, live it, breathe it, and then we serve it up, all in Atascadero.
Hi, Hi, this is Dave Story, small game hunter with Story Termite and Pest. We're a full-service termite and pest control company. From rodents to termites, we can take care of all your pest control needs. Call today. We can tailor a pest control program that will meet your needs and budget. Contact us at 805-460-0650 or at storytermite.com. Remember, we don't